spitball it.
There he is. How are you?
Hi, how you guys doing tonight?
Federico!
We're doing good. How you doing?
I'm good. I wanted to give you guys a compliment. You know, the intro song Van Halen and the Journey. I like the vibe, so you guys passed my vibe check right there.
We try.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Did you question any of the other guys that have been on the show before you agreed to do it? There was J-Mo, Bert. I didn't even know there was other guys on the show. I read the email and I heard that there were other guys, but I didn't get to ask Katrina who was on this. All right, cool. Well, we're going to have fun tonight. We're going to make this more of a conversation. I'm going to ask you absolutely nothing about football except right here in the very beginning. These days may ask you some football questions.
Okay.
First, clarify something for us. What the heck? Do you have any idea what the heck is going on with Kodak Black this Saturday? Because I got an email earlier that said Kodak Black is a special press pass if you want it. So I emailed back and I said, what rock am I living under that I don't know? And then she emailed me back. She said, AJ, I'm under the same rock. I have no idea.
I'm gonna add myself under that rock too.
You don't have the inside scoop?
No, I don't have the inside scoop. I've seen exactly what you guys seen. Everything.
Okay.
Email. That's it.
Okay.
And
all right.
Kodak Black coming in, but I don't know anything.
Well, I know it's Kodak Black Day, that day in Pompano or whatever.
Is it actually?
But, yeah. He's had his own day for I think like 3 years now or 2 years now.
Wow.
So yeah.
I found out a little bit. I knew very little about him, but I found out he's got 13 million IG followers.
Yes.
So that may be an interview that we want to land there on Saturday.
I thought we were digging up my old Kodak camera back in the closet or something.
No, but you know what, though? I will say about him, he's one of these mumble rappers that, I really don't care for much because I'm just an old school type of guy. And
a mumble rapper? Is that what you said?
Yeah, these guys that just, like I come home, I tell my daughter, turn that off, turn it down.
You don't understand what they're saying.
Yeah. But anyway, kids love him. You know what I'm saying? And I will say this, though. He does give back to his community. He's got a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? And, like these guys do nowadays. And I will say that he does a lot for his neighborhood. He's paid the rent for a lot of people in his projects where he lived. He last summer, he bought everybody in the projects brand new air conditioners for their apartments and houses because he lives in the project. These are people that are really like...
Yeah,
you need one?
Hey, Nick, is this the rap, the old school rap that you like?
Yeah, a little bit. I wasn't too crazy about Vanilla Ice, but yeah. He's a classic.
Chef Tom's like all about Cypress Hill, like me.
Yeah, there you go, Cypress Hill.
Yeah, baby.
All right, about last week's game. So you guys were down big early, and my opinion, I'm always going to give my opinion, whether it's and I love FAU, man. Just real quick on me, never watched the full college football game until your first game this season. A year ago, I hated college football. Where I grew up, North Jersey, New York, that area, the college sports, you don't really pay attention to them. I'm all in on you guys. I mean, I've gone on road trips. Look, I'm repping. I don't know if you guys can see. I got my Owls sweatshirt on here tonight. But you guys looked like you were sleepwalking in the first half of that game. I mean, I saw players. I mean, I saw LeJonte drop a ball. He doesn't drop balls. I just saw a lot of things happen that is out of character. And you guys were down big at halftime. I don't know what Coach Herman said, but you guys came out and made this amazing, unbelievable comeback. And then it slipped away with, just, no time left, really. What kind of an emotional roller coaster was that for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, it was a tough experience there on the sideline, watching the end of that game, because that was one of those games where we didn't lose, they didn't win that game, we lost it, if you get what I mean.
Right.
Because our mistakes were the ones that
they capitalized.
Yeah, exactly. They capitalized, and of course we had a big comeback, being 15 and 35, but we just couldn't capitalize because of our initial mistakes in the first 2 quarters, and we just can't really let that happen because as we know, these next couple of games, these are our most important games because they're the next ones, and we can't allow. We have to have a complete game,
When you come back from that far down, you guys took the lead, and I'm sitting there thinking, oh, yeah, we got this, because I'm part of the team. I'm like, yeah, we got this, okay? Do you get that same sort of in your head? Like, okay, yeah, we got this, we're good. We survived, and then boom. It's like they always say in boxing, I don't know if you follow the fights at all, but they say the punch that always knocks you out is the one you don't see coming.
That's right.
I didn't see that coming.
No, I knew it was still a tough ball game, and I knew that we were still in a fight. And when we were in that last drive, I made it known to the whole team. This is the drive that wins the game, and we just couldn't capitalize on that in that drive. If we would have kept the ball and kicked the field goal, it would have been a different story. So we just can't have those mistakes, and we couldn't capitalize on the opportunities that were presented to us in the game.
All right. Well, we're going to torture you now and go around. So everybody's got some questions for you. Everybody's been researching. You're a bit of a mystery. Some guys, like J-Mo was the first guest we had. You go on the internet, you find J-Mo's whole life. Last week we had, or 2 weeks ago, we had Lupo on. We couldn't find anything on this guy at all on the internet, but we had a blast with him.
And then we had what's his name on too, the receiver.
Bert.
Yeah. We had Bird on. We had Jackson Ambush on. So we
Quattro show.
That's J-Mo. Yeah, Quattro. Many names. When you're a guy like J-Mo and you travel all over the country, relocating, something's going on. So that's why you keep changing your Twitter handle. So
No, he's just I call him Baby J actually. So there's all these different nicknames.
Yeah, when you're on the team, everybody got a nickname for something.
Yeah, they all but I call him Baby J because of he has this little girl, and I remember when she was born, and I told him just every day I would be like, hey, how's Baby J doing? And since then I've just called him Baby J. So
that's cool.
Yeah,
I love J-Mo. Everybody we've had so far has been fantastic. But
he's a great guy. To be honest, all of them are great guys. I actually sit with J-Mo. He's in the team meeting. He sits right next to me. Okay. So I talk to him every day, and he's an awesome guy.
That's awesome, bro. So listen, man, I see that you went to Columbus High School, right? Chris Columbus High School out in Miami. Were you playing center there as well?
No, I played right guard there. I played right guard.
So how this whole center thing come along? And I mean, do you feel that that's where you belong?
Yeah, I do feel that this is where I belong. I started my career in FAU. I was recruited as an interior offensive lineman.
From Lane Kiffin, right?
Yeah, with Lane Kiffin. When you get recruited as an interior offensive lineman, you have to be a multitasker, and you have to know how to play every position in the inside. So I remember my freshman year, I was rotated in at center for the second team, and I played right guard. And then 2020, I played right guard. 2021, I started rotating in again at center. And 2022, the same thing. And now I'm here at center. And, I do think that this is the position that I'm supposed to be in. And I just love the sense of, just the leadership that I have to have in the offensive line.
And the discipline.
And the discipline, it's a lot to take in because you're the second quarterback of the team or the offense. Because I have to be in constant communication with the quarterback, the running backs, the whole offensive line, and sometimes
absolutely.
So it's definitely a very difficult position to be in, but I take pride of being an offensive center. So
that's
it's
awesome.
A position to be in.
That's awesome. How was it to how was the culture between Lane Kiffin being there? And then now you have the new coach, you know what I mean? So like how was the culture between him being there and then him leaving and then now this guy comes in? Like what are the dynamics between the both of them?
I kind of see similarities between them, to be honest, with Lane Kiffin and Coach Herman. And I'm not gonna go in full detail because I love both of them and they're
I got you.
But their practice schedules are pretty similar to how Kiffin used to be. You know, their presence in the team is a very
Strong.
big as well. And you know, the only difference I say is Coach Kiffin was a little bit more quiet per se. Coach Herman is more of a vocal person, but
More boisterous.
yeah, Coach Kiffin knows that. But
That's cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's
Coach
awesome.
Herman, so I asked him a question a couple of weeks ago in the post game press conference, and it was against UTSA.
Yeah.
And
That's when I saw you in the parking lot. Remember when I approached you in the parking lot after the game?
Yes,
No
sir.
way.
So so what had happened was I don't want to name any names, but I saw some players that I know on the field after the game, and two of them looked like they had this look of kind of like what just happened, and one of them, who is extremely friendly and outgoing, no matter what, he was wanting to talk to anybody. So in the post game, I asked Coach Herman, I'm like, so what do you say to the guys in the locker room after this game? Because I saw some guys who I know, and they didn't look good. And he did not like that question at all. Nick saved me, because Nick is an ex-football coach. Nick, Puerto Rican guy on the, I don't know how it looks on my screen. He's to that side. But anyway, he did not like that. He said, obviously, you have you have your finger on the pulse of this team better than I do. And I'm like, no, that's not what I said.
Oh, boy.
Nick came in with a question that was a good question and made him totally forget all about
Thank God.
coach off. And you know, we haven't run into each other since that press conference.
Oh no! No!
But go ahead, play action.
So I got to go back and talk about some of the nicknames. I found out, were you know as Drew, or do you have any other nicknames?
Me? No.
No.
I think some guys just call me Gru because I look similar to him in some way. I guess because I have a big nose, but no, my nickname. I don't have really nicknames. I think I'm just Fed, just regular Fed.
That's
Number
it.
64, right?
Yeah, number 64, Fed.
We'll ride with that. And I gotta know, like, I love my scholars, and every one of these guys we talk to FU are just absolutely brilliant, one way, shape, or another. Looks like you're studying biology, cellular, molecular neuroscience. Like, what are you gonna go? I have to follow your career. What are you gonna take off with that? I gotta know.
I know. I was gonna say your GPA got to be like stupid high, right?
Yeah. So I already graduated last semester with a double major in biology and neuroscience and a psychology minor, and I started my master's this semester in biomedical sciences.
Good man.
So I'm after I graduate and after my football career is over, I don't know when, but whenever it's over, I'm gonna like to go into the medical school and the medical, career, and hopefully become a doctor later down the road. But for now, I'm trying to handle both.
Neuroscience, that would be something with the brain, right?
Yep.
I gotta say, the linemen that are smart like you, they make the best linemen.
What do you
You
say?
know, I mean, like, because you mentioned it before.
What you just said. That's how it sounded. You said most linemen are dumb, but you
No, come on. You know what I said. The best linemen are smart, like, and look at it. They got to know everybody's assignment, and he just said that a while back. You got to know everybody's assignment. And speaking of which, I got another question. I got more questions, but I'm just dying. Try to look at some of your tape, even back in high school. I'm that guy. You know, I'm gonna look at the tape. And, like, did you ever get beaten on a block ever? Because I've never seen you never get beaten. You're like a road grader just going through. Does it go back to like junior high, or when did you get ever beaten?
No, I mean, every game it's like that, but you have you always have to be consistent in the game. That's what I've learned since I left Puerto Rico. You always have to be consistent to your game. That's what my high school coach told me before he left. He's the head coach now at Bryant University, Coach Merritt. He told me you have to be consistent, and you always have to finish the play with a pancake. I remember he told me that. So I remember whenever he told me that in the middle of the season, I was like, okay, because I went up to ask him. I was like, hey, coach, is there anything that I should do so I can, get better, so I can get recruited better, just, mid-season questions so I can perform better. And he told me, just continue what you're doing, be consistent, and pancake people. And after that, I've been trying to do that same thing.
Pancake.
Yep.
I see that.
I got a question. All right. You came over. I know a little bit about your story. You came and I learned about you before the season started. Me and one of the other Bleacher Brothers were out at a practice. We were with Katrina, and she said, "Look, this is a guy that you guys are going to want to talk to at some point." And she said that your family came over here. I don't know if it was after Irma or which storm it was, but this is like a 2 or 3 part question. All right.
Okay.
Is football big in Puerto Rico? I would imagine it's all baseball and soccer.
Yeah, it's actually football's like the lowest one in Puerto Rico, I think, because soccer, baseball, volleyball, basketball, it's the top of this, the highest sports played in Puerto Rico. And to be honest, it doesn't even have exposure in Puerto Rico.
So when did you start? Did you start playing in Puerto Rico, or did you after you came here?
Yeah, no, I actually started playing, I think, when I was maybe 8 to 10 years old, around there. We had these clubs all around Puerto Rico that's how the teams are made, through these little clubs. There was no high school teams. There was no academies or anything like that. It's just different municipality clubs that players from different counties would come together, and that's how you make the teams.
Kind of like my dream, AJ.
Yeah. I was just thinking that. So Nick has this dream.
I don't have a dream. I had a dream one night. Yeah. I had a dream
that he went to the Dominican Republic and started, because Nick is is it called Pee Wee, Nick, what you coached?
Yeah, you football. You football.
Nick coached one of your teammates. Who's the kid that you coached, Nick?
Oh, every time you put me on the spot, yo. He's the long snapper, Kenny.
Oh, Kenny, of course.
Yeah,
he's the locker right in front of me.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I coached that kid for a few years, in the youth coming up. You know what I'm saying? And good parents and everything like that. But
very nice guy.
There's a few kids out there that I've coached that are playing elsewhere and stuff. So it's really good to see all these guys playing ball, and moving on and doing things.
Let me finish on this, and then I'll roll around to you, Nick. So what happened in Irma? Did you get wiped out? Did your family? Did the storm just like, hey, we got nowhere to go? Let's go to Florida, or what happened? And if I ask anything too personal,
You're good.
Okay.
So, let me give you a little backstory. So, Hurricane Irma hit Puerto Rico about 2 weeks before Hurricane Maria hit. So there was already a lot of our electrical, system. That infrastructure was already deteriorated because of Hurricane Irma. So we lost power for maybe 4 or 5 days after Irma. And once Maria came, the whole island lost power, and it was for months. I remember after the hurricane happened, it was like 150 mile per hour winds, and everything was just destroyed. The electricity circuits were fried. They had to bring companies, from the United States. And I remember after the hurricane hit, my school said that it wasn't gonna open up for, I think, 2 months or something.
Yay! Just for that part.
I remember I always told my dad, and I always told my parents since I was a kid, that I always wanted to play football, collegiate football when I grew up. And I went once to the offense defense football camp. I don't know if you guys know that, but I went to that camp my freshman year. I went to another camp my sophomore year. So I was always trying to get exposure in the United States, because I know that in Puerto Rico, no recruits go there. And after the hurricane happened, and once my parents told me that my school was closed down for 2 months, they asked me if I really wanted to play football in the United States, and that if I really wanted to, this would be the opportunity, because I'm already going to lose 2 months of my school, so might as well go to another school and not lose it. And somehow, some way, my dad was able to make a connection with some business partner that he had, and that business partner went to Christopher Columbus High School, Miami, and that person made the interview that made me go into Columbus.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
Wow. So is
And
Ain't that something?
Columbus a really good football, like high school football? Is it?
Yep, it's great. It's 8A football, the best of the best in Christopher Columbus High School.
You play Miami Central and all those teams over there?
Yeah, we played Miami Central. I played Booker T, Northwestern, Miami High. I actually went at Carroll City. I actually went undefeated my senior year until I lost in my state championship game by 2 points.
You play Killians or whatever they're called?
No, I didn't play Killian. I played Palmetto, South Dade.
Yeah, you're playing elite teams. You're playing good teams.
What about Bert? Bert went to a school in Central Florida. I'm pretty sure it was Bert. That was a really, like, they just bang out NFL players. I don't remember the name of the school.
The one in Orlando?
Yeah, right outside of Orlando.
Yeah. I forgot the name, but yeah, I have it written down.
Well, that's Florida in general.
Deerfield.
Texas, Florida. Which one?
Yep. Close to Deerfield was Lamar Jackson. So Florida's the nesting ground or the breeding place for NFL talent.
Oh, absolutely. Florida, Texas, and California.
Those three states are the football states.
But there's more professionals coming out of Florida.
Yeah, and I'll take Florida over them.
Yeah. There's more professionals that come out of Florida than anywhere else.
The quarterbacks out of Texas.
Out of Florida are the ones that Nick gets his hands on when they're very little. That's all.
Oh, that ain't right.
Hey, so you're from Dorado?
Yep,
Dorado.
Right. Well, I got an aunt in Toa Alta.
Okay, yeah, that's right next to us.
And I got another aunt in Vega Baja.
Vega Baja.
Yeah. And my parents are from Ponce in Nañaco.
Okay, so they're from the south.
Yeah. So yeah, that's awesome, bro. That's awesome. You're not far from there because I know they're like 10, 15 minutes from Bayamon.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going out there. We hope to go out there this year. So that's awesome.
I hope so too.
You hope to go?
Yeah.
You still got a lot of family over there? I'm sure you do, right?
Yeah, I got my uncle, my aunts, my grandma, and then all my buddies from, because I was in my same school since I was in 5th grade or 4th grade. So I grew up with all those guys. So I still have all my buddies from back home. So I love to spend time with them and with my family as well.
So when you came here, your parents came with you, or did you end up staying with the person that your father had connections with?
So actually, my mom worked for the Puerto Rican government, so she had to stay and
deal with that.
Puerto Rico. So I ended up moving with my dad because he could still work online using his computer, and we ended up staying in motels and hotels for a month until we were able to find an apartment, a little studio apartment where we shared the same bedroom, and that's how we lived for a year, my dad and I. So that was.
That's a good sacrifice. That's good parents, man.
I'm telling you, that was an awesome experience. Looking back,
it's same thing. When we came from New York. Well, my parents, my father. I'll tell you real quick. My father, they lived in Puerto Rico. They weren't well off or anything like that. My father joins the army. After he gets out of the army, goes to New York because he had the little, I guess you could call it army career money or whatever, and goes to New York, takes my mom from Puerto Rico. We go to New York. Then we living in the projects in Brooklyn. And then my father gets a job at the post office. And from there, we got out of the projects, moved to Long Island. And then from Long Island, we ended up here in Florida. And the same thing, my dad didn't really make it yet, but we moved here to Florida, packed everything up, came in a truck. We lived in a trailer park, like a real, trailer park. I was like, come aboard this, and we lived there. We lived in the trailer park for like a year and a half, and then my dad finally got us out of that, and got us into a nicer house, better situation, way better than what we ever had in New York. So when you have good parents and they buckle down and they try to do the best for you, as you get older, you realize and appreciate. Those things wouldn't happen in your life if you didn't have good leadership. You know what I'm saying?
His parents are much better, more well off than yours. I hate to do it to you.
So,
go ahead, play action. What do you got?
And I was gonna say, I bet you guys probably don't know this, and correct me if I'm wrong. Your line is so fortunate. One of the most cohesive lines. Is it true that you guys started like 8 games as a unit, something like that, or is that right? Is that right or wrong?
What do you mean before the season?
Like all you guys, your complete line, the starters. It was like you're so cohesive that it just seems like like you guys are all like. Also, I found out it was like something like 8 games in a row, the same guys, which is tough.
Yeah.
There's always going to be somebody getting hurt. There's always going to be something going on.
Yeah, thank God this year we haven't had any injuries to change the lineup, and we've I do like our lineup. We definitely have a good chemistry between all of us, and we already know because you definitely sense when there's a different person in the game because you hear them. You're in constant communication in the offensive line, so whenever you hear the same people over and over again, you start learning their tendencies. So sometimes I don't even have to say a full word. He already knows half the word. So I tell him half of one word and he goes, okay, I get it. So it really is awesome. And even when we get some guys rotated in, like our right guard, Andre Lamas, he actually, I played with him in high school. So I sometimes have calls with him in Spanish.
Yes.
And I tell him calls in Spanish and he's like, okay, dale. And I get him. It definitely is an awesome experience having such a good chemistry in the offensive line because it definitely when you have a good chemistry.
And how is Coach Warner? I'm not hijacking you, play action. I just want to how is Coach Warner?
I'll be right back.
It seems tough.
Yeah, no, he's definitely a tough coach, but that's what you expect as an offensive line coach. A coach that's not gonna, when you're wrong. An offensive line coach is supposed to, break you down so that everybody can build up together. And that's how it is. And Coach Warner, I've learned so much with him in these past 3 years that I'm immensely grateful for everything that he's done. And he's definitely a good coach.
He's got some resume of
NFL. One more. I won't get too deep into football because we like to have fun. But I found out you kind of dabbled with some special teams. Maybe not this year, year before. Where did that start in high school, or how did you get into special teams?
Oh, special teams. To be honest, I remember in high school I was in field goal, for special teams and stuff like that. But I started, because I'm guessing you're referring to when I was in punt. I think it was punt.
Yes, that's great.
And I don't know. I think they just they saw how athletic I was, and
your stealth.
And they gave me the opportunity to be a shield for punt, and it was definitely a fun year.
You're definitely a big shield, bro.
Yeah, well, if you guys, you better follow him on Instagram. I started looking at some of the stuff, and I noticed how we came in with some music, and you were kind of like, yeah, I saw how you were down with some Motley Crue. So anytime you and I were like brothers, I love me some Motley Crue, but I can't get down with some of those clean. You got too much weight on that bar for me. So,
dude, I went to the Motley Crue concert when they came down here. I think it was last spring. It was Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Joan Jett, and Poison.
No snap.
Oh, you're getting good education.
Here's a question for you. All right, what you're sitting in front of your locker before the game? You get your earpods in. What are you listening to? Who is your you get one, your top. Who are you listening to? Who is it?
Mumble rap.
No, not even. Well, not this mumble rap. I'll probably listen to my mumble rap from back home.
There you go.
We have reggaeton.
Right.
And that just puts me in my place. And I usually listen to the same couple songs every game, and it just those same songs just give me like it kind of focuses me into
pumps you up.
Yeah, it pumps me up. You guys already know it. You have to have that song that just pumps you up, and that's my reggaeton from back home.
You have the Puerto Rican mumble rap is not on the table. Who are you going to? Are you going to Metallica? Okay. Are you going to Def Leppard? Are you going to AC/DC?
Actually, I think for the last game, I listened to Journey. I listened to Separate Worlds.
Really?
What's the song?
Journey, huh?
Yeah, Journey. It was
Old Soul is guy.
the Separate World song.
Wasn't I playing that when we came in?
Yeah, it was that song. That's what I was saying. I loved it because that was a song I listened to right before the game.
Yeah, don't make me sing it because you don't want to know that. You don't want to hear that.
Yep.
I went. Yeah, this is a great song to get you hyped up. I used to do a long time ago these grueling leg workouts, and I would just listen to this on repeat over and over and over and over and over again. How good? I don't like to talk about other players when we have you on, but I gotta ask you, how good is LeJohntay?
He's a stud. I mean, he wears number 1 for a reason.
Are you tight with him?
Yeah, no. I mean, I block for him, so he wouldn't be catching all these receptions if the offensive line didn't do a good job. So he definitely accepts the offensive line, and he's grateful for us, and he's always very tight with us, as we say. So he's an awesome player.
I put an article out on him today on our website, and it was really hard because we had J-Mo, and he was a great guy. And then we had LeJohntay the next week, and he didn't show up. and I let FAU know, and FAU seemed a little bit upset by it. But we kind of got a heads up ahead of time that could happen.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, you know what? I don't care if this guy becomes the next Jerry Rice. I'm never writing about him. I'm going to leave him out of every article. It's impossible. He knows he's getting the ball. The opposition knows he's getting the ball. Everybody knows he's getting the ball, and he still gets the ball. I mean, it's nuts.
No, talent. I mean, sometimes whenever I'm blocking and I look up and I see who caught the ball, I'm like, why am I surprised? Because somehow he makes plays, and you can always have those 2-yard, out routes or those little plays, but he makes
plays,
and that's what makes LeJohntay.
If you were getting drafted today, which team? Who's your NFL team? Who would you want to go to? Perfect world.
Perfect world. I would love to stay here with the Dolphins.
Really?
I'd stay here with the Dolphins.
Would they be able to actually beat a good team if you were playing for them? Because they can't beat any good teams right now.
Let's do it. Put me in, coach.
Let me get the ball, bro. Let me get the ball.
Well, you guys,
hey, Go ahead.
I've been trained. I mean, not really trained, but we all know Barrett Brooks. Some of us, and listen to him a lot. And he goes, "Listen, you got to watch the game differently." And because of him, and because of guys like Federico right here, it's true. I watch the game different. I watch the trenches, and there's tape on our boy right here. He goes 1-on-1 almost every time, and then now that right there sells it for me. If I see the guy going 1-on-1 pretty much every snap, that's my guy. So just look out. I mean, I'm training. Not you, Federico. I'm training my guys next to me. Watch the trenches. Watch the game. I know I got a football coach over here, but watch the trenches. Okay. So tell me about that. I also want to know: are you more of a 3 technique? Would you say, or what's your take on that?
Me as being a defensive lineman.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I would give myself a good 4-eye. I think I'm athletic enough to be a good 4-eye.
Yeah, right.
If I lose a solid 40 pounds, I'll definitely bend the edge pretty well.
Come around that edge and knock some snot out to somebody's nose.
Yeah, I'll take it.
No doubt.
What do you got?
Hey man, I got a little game for you. You ever watch those Drink Champs?
The what?
Drink Champs?
No,
by chance? No? All right. Well, they play a game all the time when they have like people they interview, right? They ask like multiple, you have a question and you have multiple answers and you got to give the best answer. So I'm going to do the same thing to you, right? And I'm calling this, let's see how Puerto Rican you are. Okay. All right? So we're gonna start with the music, all right? So you tell me which one you are the best or what you like the best. Salsa, merengue, reggaeton.
Salsa.
Oh, you dance salsa? You're a salsero?
I do like salsa. A little bit of Frankie Ruiz here.
Oh, okay. All right. How about Mark Anthony or Hector Lavoe?
Hector Lavoe.
Oh, Okay. All right. Bad Bunny, Anuel, Nicky Jam, Daddy Yankee.
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
Empanada, Acapuria, Patele.
Alcapurria.
Oh.
No doubt. I just.
Hey, what about Mofongo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
I would have said
no,
Mofongo.
no.
Okay.
No.
No idea
But
what you fools are talking about.
Oh yeah, that's why you're not Puerto Rican. That's why you're not Puerto Rican, bro.
No.
All right, here we go. Arroz con gandules o arroz blanco con bichuela rojo.
Arroz blanco con habichuela roja.
Oh no,
Yeah.
we're not on the same
Arroz
page on
blanco.
that one. I love that one, but I'm a arroz con gandules guy. Totones o maduro?
Tostones.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Lechon or chuletas?
Lechón.
Lechón.
All right, yo. White people eggnog or coquito?
That's not even a question. Come on. Next.
All right, here we go. So that was food. Now we're gonna go to sports. Ivan Pudge Rodriguez or Roberto Clemente?
Roberto Clemente. Come on.
No
That's right.
doubt.
That's
All
awful
right,
good, though.
Carlos Correa or Francisco Lindor?
Carlos Correa.
Correa, baby.
All right, how about here we go. Tito Trinidad, Miguel Cotto, or Hector Macho Camacho?
Ooh.
Cotto.
Oh,
There goes
the
Cotto.
world's watching.
Yeah.
No,
I don't know.
Macho Man.
I'm who?
Macho Man.
I got him. I said Hector Macho Camacho. Yeah. But that's hard. That's a hard between Trinidad and Miguel Cotto. That's pretty tough.
Yeah.
But
Somebody's
that's not
gonna
bad.
be
pick.
mad, bro.
And then we'll go with Football here. Isaiah Pacheco, the running back for KC, or Victor Cruz from the Giants.
Victor Cruz with a little.
Well, little salsita.
The Santi does it.
All right, yo. So that is how Puerto Rican are you, bro? You passed the test.
That was a new wrinkle. I was a little nervous. I'm like, where the heck is this going to go, man? I have no idea what Nick is up to.
You
but-
passed the test, bro. You are Puerto Rican, baby.
He said white people eggnog.
So, all right. So I look, man. We can keep you all night with the questions we have, but I want to hit you with one last question from me, because no one knows how this works. NIL. I was calling it nil, and everybody was looking at me. They're like, "What the hell is nil?" I'm like, "Yeah, nil." And they're like, NIL, and I said, "Yeah." And I've asked, so are you involved in a agency, or do you have? I don't even know what the verbiage is, but do you get any NIL deals? Does anybody hire you? Or are you? Is that something that you're pursuing?
You know, I think I'm definitely pursuing it, but I've never had the opportunity to have one. It definitely is it definitely has opened a lot of doors for, student athletes nowadays. There's a lot of positives and negatives to, paying athletes for their name, image, and likeness. But I would definitely like the opportunity to have NIL deals in the future. But for now, I don't think I've had any NIL deals that actually.
All right, so you're going to have an opportunity. Here's what I need you to do. If think about, would you like endorse us fools and a little clip, something or other? I've reached out. Everyone said yeah, but then I've reached out to Jackson. I've reached out to Little J, and they both said yeah. I'll get back to you, and Bert too. And I know everyone's busy. If you can communicate to Katrina, I guess, to give us your contact info, which I don't have, I'll get a hold of you and absolutely. I'd love to have all of you guys, because you got like PlayAction said earlier. I am just shocked at how not cool. I mean, I guess that's probably an '80s thing, right? To say these guys are cool, Nick. But
That's kind of cool. I like being cool too.
nice freaking guys. I don't know how else to say. Like, every time we get a player on, he's just as nice or a nicer guy than the last guy, except for the guy who ghosted me. I still got a problem with him. So
Brilliant.
Let it go, AJ. Let
I'll
it
be
go.
the one guy
bro.
who
Let it
tackles in
go.
midfield. It'll be after a game, and he won't see me coming, and then I'll never be allowed on FAU again. But anyway, if you can, I'd love to have a. So I'm personally, I'm saying if you okay them to okay me to contact you, we'll get your NIL rolling. And then I'm going to go off of what Nick did, and then I'll give each one of them one more. Kodak Black or Pitbull?
Neither.
305. 305. I got
305.
Mr. 305. All right. Play action. Final
All right.
word. Final question.
All right. Def Leppard or Motley Crue? Sorry.
Dang. Wow. I think I got to go with Motley Crue, but I love Def Leppard, man.
There's no wrong answer.
My favorite song is from Def Leppard, actually.
What song?
Oh, okay.
Love
What
Bites
song?
from Def Leppard.
Love
Yeah.
Bite?
Love Bites, yeah. Love that song.
Baby. My brother right there.
Nick, final?
Hey, man, I don't have no final words. All I want to tell you, man, it was a pleasure talking to you.
No,
And
it
you
was-
know what I
it was
mean?
a pleasure
No,
on mine,
man. It's a pleasure talking to you. I look forward to her. You know, we're going to go out there Saturday to see the game and everything. So, you know, go out there and just do you and, you know, just God bless you and do good. You know what I'm saying? And take care of yourself.
Yes, sir. No, I appreciate you guys. You guys are definitely awesome people, and I'm definitely grateful for the opportunity that you guys gave me to be here tonight.
We
No,
hope that you
absolutely.
come back, man. The opportunity. I'm gonna request you again and again and again throughout your career, and who knows, maybe one day you'll do surgery on my brain, hopefully, because there's definitely stuff going on and nobody can figure
Hey,
it
you
out.
know what? I
Nick,
got
there's
one
no
question.
fixing
I
you.
do got one.
Good.
When it comes to this football thing, did you ever look at it like I want to be a professional, or are you focused on being this neuro scientist or whatever? Like, is that more important to you, and football being a plus added, or was it always like a dream? I want to play in the
I
NFL.
want to be a professional football player. That's the whole reason I moved here to the United States.
There you go.
I want to be a professional football player, and you know, after my professional career is over, that's when I want to go into the medical field. But for now, I want to be a pro football player.
I feel you, bro. Well, good luck to you, bro, on that mission, man.
Yes, sir. No, I appreciate it.
AC/DC or Guns N' Roses?
Here we go.
Say it again.
AC/DC or Guns N' Roses?
AC/DC.
Yeah. All right.
The man.
Oh, you had it ready.
When I went to your practice preseason, the music that was playing was on, and this is a PG-13 show. It was, and it drove me bananas.
It was mumbling.
It had to drive you bananas. I mean, you're talking about like LL Cool J, but not the good songs. You're talking about like the slow, all this like indie sort of rom. I'm like, what the hell? And then Katrina said, well, it all has a purpose. Coach Herman always has a plan with the music. That was the worst playlist I ever heard in my life.
We always listen to the same couple of songs in the beginning of practice. I think it just gives us that vibe that practice is about to start. So it's definitely it's pretty cool how Coach Herman thinks about all this stuff. But
Coach Herman don't listen to no Wu-Tang, does he?
no, I don't think so.
He don't tell you how to protect your
Dollar dollar bill, y'all.
Yeah, he don't tell you to protect your neck or nothing.
So, man, we've had a blast. Thank you so much. Good luck this week. We'll be out there rooting for you, and you know, we can't wait to have you back.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys so much.
All
Hey,
right,
man, you
have a
take it
great
easy,
night.
bro.
Yeah,
Thanks, man. Good stuff.